explain how to create signatures for the end of your email in two different places. One is going to be mail, and the other, this is an application, and the other is going to be online through Gmail. Gmail is kind of typical of most of them, but if there are any questions about that, you can always email me with questions. So first we're going to go to mail, and we're going to bring that up, and I'm going to show you where signatures are. Now signatures are typically that thing at the end of an email. In this case it's, you receive this, whatever it is. It's that thing that says typically your name, your email address, maybe your phone number, your contact information, your location, the things that people need when they're going to contact you, if it's especially for business, but also for personal. Some people use it just to have their name, maybe an email or a phone number, and a saying of some sort. Sometimes it's just a picture, it can be a graphic, it can be anything. But in this case, we're going to do something very, very simple. So in Mail, you're going to go to the Mail menu and go to Preferences. And at the far end over here under Signatures, we're going to click on Signatures. Usually it's in General, so we're going to go to Signatures. And at the bottom here, since we don't have anything, this is all signatures, there are 0 signatures, and under Google, which is the email I've set up, we have nothing. So I'm just going to create something, and that's in the center column, there's this plus. So I'm going to click on the plus, and it already gives me a name. I can call it whatever I want. I can call it, my main signature, my Google signature, my whatever. But I'm just going to leave it signature 1, and it puts in my basic information. In this case, my name and my email. This is just a basic stuff. You can change this. It doesn't have to be this. It could be anything. It could be your name. It could be a saying, like I said. It could be anything that you want. Now, I typically like to load in a line above it that separates it. So I'll put in a return, and then I go back to that line, and I just put in a row of dashes. It could be anything. It could be stars. It could be funny icons. It could be anything that you want, because signature is supposed to be your thing, and it's the customization of your thing that we want to do there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that signature, in this case to Google, and I'm going to say that it's always going to use that signature when I'm in there. This is in Mail. It's different in other applications, but here, this is how we're going to do it. So now when I close this and I create a new message, it's already there. And you see right here, it's the space, the line of dashes, and my signature. And I can just start typing. This is a message. Cool. We've got it great. That looks good. I'm not going to use this, but that's basically what it is. Okay, so Mail, we're good with that. I'm going to hide that. Okay, so now how do we do this online? Do it to an online source. I'm going to go to my Gmail account. Nothing much here. But what we want to do is create a new signature. And I'm going to the gear over here. And this is for quick settings, but I want to go to the signature, which is hidden in here, because it really won't show me all that. It just shows me how the layouts and all the rest of that neat stuff is. So I'm going to click on See all settings, and here's the basic settings, and at the top here we've got all kinds of good stuff, but settings and signature is in general. So I'm going to go scroll down here, and here I already have a signature, but let's create a new one. And what I can do is hit create new, which is this button right down here, and then I'm going to say new sig and create. And now I can put in okay. So there, I've got it. Gmail gives you a whole bunch of options here. I could change the typeface. It's using sans serif. Now, sans serif, when you're talking about the internet, and especially in other computers, you don't know what people have on the other end. So off the bat, as default, Gmail, because they use a sans serif, that means doesn't have these little bits and pieces off the ends of the letters, they go with sans serif. Now the other option is serifed. Serifed are less useful, and they're not as common among other systems. Sans serif is. Now, it'll also give me the ability to do fixed width, which is that standard kind of computery type, and we don't like that. Wide and narrow is just another version of non-typeface specific wide versus narrow or thin typefaces. And then here are the 7 basic typefaces that are available across every system in every computer on the face of the planet. So it's not everything. So if you wanted to use something like Papyrus or I don't know, Geneva, that's not here, and that's not common. So if you're going to use Times New Roman, again, not there. Gill Sans, not there. Those aren't common. And what Google is trying to do here, very smartly, thankfully, is limit your options to what is universally accepted as across the board, everywhere available, typefaces. So really they're trying to say, okay, let's not pick a typeface per se and just use the globally sort of, unified sort of sans serif or serifed without picking Times New Roman as a serif face. You can see those little bits and pieces off there, or sans serif like Gill Sans, or Helvetica, another sans serif. Those aren't always in every system. They are in a lot, and across PCs and Macs they're kind of common, but not in every system. So to make it much more common, sans serif is easy. So I could just easily pick, Trebuchet or Verdana, or Georgia, or an Apple favorite, Garamond. But really the best thing to do is choose a sans serif or a serif and just leave it as this sort of nondescript typeface. And once it's in there, it's there. I can use this. I can say, okay, don't use it. Use the new sig, whatever I wanted to use. And that's in for new. And then over here for new, for replying or for forwarding, I could use the new one. So I could choose the different ones and do all that kind of neat stuff. And this icon here, the pencil, means I can edit, and the trash can, delete. Very simple, very easy to follow. So this is on the iPhone, and what we're going to do here is we're going to go into settings to set up the signature. So if we go to settings and we scroll down, go back to mail, to settings, go to mail. We're going to go all the way to the bottom and click on signatures. You can see that at the bottom there. I'm going to find one of my accounts that doesn't have a signature. So right here is one. I'm going to erase what's there, and very simple, just get rid of what's there, and then type in what I want, which is, my name, my email address, and that's it. It doesn't have to be extensive. It doesn't have to be really huge. Just put in my name properly. I can't spell correctly sometimes, but here, put in my name, and then put in a return, and put in the email address, and I'm done with setting up the signature for this. Now, this will always be attached to the email from this account, so it'll always be there, and if I want to, I can change it later, and that's all there is to it. Thank you.